Drop it!
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fletts Movies and Pop Culture 13. We discuss all movies. I'm your host, Kyle Chris Flett. Today, me and Mark and Brian from Talking Shit are teaming up for an awesome interview. We are interviewing a very awesome special guest today. You know, you all know him from Kincaid from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4. He was also Daryl on What's Happening Now. He also made appearances on Night Court and many other amazing stuff. He's also got an upcoming short film called Socrates that was from a comic book. Now he's trying to turn it into a short film. It's on Indiegogo right now. Go support him. It's in the description. We got Ken Sagoes here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, but let me say that your intro was really nice. The music and everything. I like that. It was my first time seeing it. It brought me in. It brought me into the piece.
Yeah.
See, Brian? Brian? People like his intro. It likes his music.
Mine's a little, I don't know. I think our intro music's good. We don't have, like Kyle
I made mine.
He went out and did the whole graphics thing and put this whole thing together. He's been doing this, how many years now?
3 years.
3 years, Mark. Come on, we're in our infant stage. We've been doing it for a year and some change.
A year and a half. And, the good part is I make our intro, so except for the music, I don't make that. But anyways, it's all about him today, not us.
Yeah, and I appreciate the kind words, Ken. That's all. Thank you for that. We got Jason, the nice one, saying hi. Yeah, definitely.
How you doing, Jason?
We got Steven from Jarvis Podcast. How you doing, man?
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Gene? How you doing?
You're going to see a lot of people coming in, and a lot of people are probably going to ask questions.
Yeah. I'm here to answer anything that you want.
We got little, for sure.
Yeah. Right now.
When I talked to Ken the other night, or last Thursday night, you could tell he was tired. He sounded it. You could hear it in his voice. He was like, man, I've been on the phone all day trying to get people to help out with this. And I'm like, okay.
No, I said I was on the phone begging.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to say that.
I can say it. I was begging.
And then he asked.
We're not begging, we're pitching.
And then he asked me to see if I knew anybody that was could help with CGI. And Brian was like, well, why don't you talk to Q and see if he'll help. And I sent him your stuff. I don't know if he's got back to you yet or not, but he will.
He's a busy guy too, but Q does, what is it, Unreal or something like that?
Unreal 4. It's
which is a program where he had like created characters and stuff like that. So I would assume that these two guys together, putting their minds together and coming up with something is probably going to work. I know what at the end of his video, at the end of your video, you said you didn't want it to look like you've got your hand up the bird's behind. Yeah. So yeah, I think that that's a good team up. I really do. So I hope that works out for you, Ken.
For sure, definitely. What's up, Butter Fluff? He says Ken called my son the day that he graduated high school. I'm forever grateful, sir.
Oh yeah, I would call you. I believe in, to graduate from high school, graduate from anything. That's something that everybody has to be proud of because it's a journey. It's a journey.
Yep.
Definitely, for sure. Agree. What's up, Val? Kincaid, yes. This is amazing. So just to start off, Ken, before we talk about your short film, just to let the viewers get to know you a little bit. So what influenced you to become an actor? So how did you get your start?
You know, my first start was when I was a kid in the country. So you know, and I mean, literally in the country. Well, I had 9 dogs and everything. We didn't have no running water, so my playmates were animals and the dogs. So I like to believe that that was my first start of creativity. And so, and then later, fast forward, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I studied theater. And then I moved out here to California, and I wanted to be an actor. I believe that you should follow your dream. My grandfather and my grandparents taught me a long time ago to grab hold to your dream without a greasy hand, so you can hold on to it. Never hold on to your dream with a greasy hand; it'll slip right through it. So that's what I've done, and I lived my life that if I can't do something, I do I find a way to make it happen, and I'll show you later what I had been drawing for Socrates. But I want to, let's talk about Nightmare on Elm Street now, so you can get to know me about Nightmare on Elm Street and why Nightmare on Elm Street was so important, and most importantly, why you, the fans, should take a lot of credit for where I am, where the Green Warriors are, because we wouldn't be who we are if it wasn't for you. A lot of time y'all give us and you put us up on that pedestal. But the truth of the matter is we're up there because you're holding us up there. So I'm thanking you just as much as you may be thanking me for being here.
And you're welcome. Um, so what? So what was your audition like for Nightmare on Elm Street 3? How did you get involved? That came your iconic role.
I had an agent that, at that time there was this, well, they still have it. Is when casting directors are looking for actors to be in a particular film, they'll give a breakdown. And the breakdown for Kincaid, first of all, originally when the script was first written, Kincaid was not a black actor, he was a white actor. They decided to make him black later on, which I'm proud of. And so they had it in the breakdown. It was this nicely built, muscular guy that they were looking for Kincaid, and that wasn't me. It was completely opposite for me. And my agent wanted me to go, but on that particular day, I had to go to court, which was, let's say, was all the way east, and the audition was all the way west, and it was raining like cats and dogs. So fast forward, I went to court, I lost it, so I had to catch a bus. I had to catch 3 buses to get to this audition and then to get home. So when I got to the audition, I had an attitude. I didn't want to be there, and all the guys that was there looked the part, and I didn't. I looked like a Pillsbury doughboy that was wet, you know. So, and plus, there was an hour behind, so I couldn't catch my bus to get home. So I was super pissed off. So finally, when I went in there, I had such an attitude, and I told the director, a black guy wouldn't say this shit. So he said, Chuck Russell, well, you said how a black guy would say it. So I kind of like cussed him out. And he said, thank you. So by the time I got home, which was about 9 o'clock, guys, that night, my phone was ringing and I answered the phone. It was my agent. He said, what the hell did you do? And I said, David, I told you I didn't want to go. And he said, they love you. So I guess they thought I was acting like I didn't want to be there. So basically, that's how I got the role. But everybody knew about Nightmare on Elm Street. See, I never heard of Nightmare on Elm Street.
You're not the first person that has acted in this movie that said the same thing.
I never
actually, in any of the genre or the horror genre, a lot of them have said that they didn't know what the movie was that they were going to be doing, and I'm like, oh wow, that's quite interesting on how that all pans out for you in the long run.
And I was a Southern, well, I still am. I'm proud of my Southern heritage. And I had just got up here, so I came from a very religious family. And so I told my mother about it. And the pastor found out at the church, and he was so against that movie. Because he said it was the devil, it was the demon work. So I didn't know if I should get it when they offered me the role. So I ended up calling an elderly lady, which was a cousin, who was in her 90s or late 80s or something. And you have to realize this lady went to church every Sunday. She had been sitting in that same sister board seat for almost 80 years. She wore all white, stockings tied in a knot behind, just below her knees. And she wore this white coconut hat. Everything was white. I never knew her without her Bible. So I called her and I told her what was going on. And she said, yeah, they told me about it, baby. And so I said, well, she said, what's the problem? Tell me the problem. And I said, they don't want me to do the movie. She said, who? I said, well, the pastor, and my mama said, I can do whatever I want. She'll stand by me. But everybody else at church said I couldn't do the movie, shouldn't do the movie. So she went, well, let me put my Bible down so I can talk to you, okay? And I said, yes, ma'am. Hold on now. And she had snuff in her mouth. She put the Bible. And then she came back to the phone and she said, now, where were we? She said, now, baby, do the movie pay? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, fuck them. That's how I accept it.
I'll take the movie.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Because you're fighting family, you're fighting your upbringing and everything like that. So I had a lot of stories when I first came out here, things that I went through. I think all actors have stories that could be their own little series. I know I have some that's truly funny, and but we'll stick with Nightmare right now. So.
For sure.
That was going to be my other thing too. I know that Mark, or I know that Kyle was saying that you had done acting on Night Court.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. I love Night Court.
Loved the show. Loved it.
I was supposed to be in Geordie on Night Court.
Oh.
From I think it was LeVar Burton. They wanted him to guest star on Night Court. And I think to my knowledge, something happened like the day before he was to shoot, so he couldn't do it. And so they thought that I looked like him, so they called me to do it. And and years ago, I never really met him, but years ago they did a movie. I'm sure y'all remember Roots, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Kente in Georgia, and I also was up for a role in Roots, and I think it was going to be one of the Wahlberg friends. I don't know. But I know that Night Court, that was a really, really, it was an episode where it was a special episode, even though my being in it was not that long. But I got a chance to say, beam me up. You have no authority over me. I am governed by the laws of the Federation.
Awesome.
That's the part that Geordie would have done.
Yes. Well, it was written for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Patrick, how you doing, man? And Val says Dream Wars is their second favorite, next to the OG. All new characters were amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think having the Dream Warriors come back in part 4 was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was only 3 of us.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, Brian, come on.
I believe that
Still the Dream Warriors, though.
We probably would have been in there longer if Patricia Arquette was going to be able to pop back. But I think she had a prior commitment and she couldn't come back. I don't know. But yeah, but Tuesday night, you have to give homage to that young lady. That lady came in and she did that role. She did that role. But I think what they wanted to do was get rid of the old. Let's put it this way: we was the seniors in high school, so they was trying to graduate us so that the freshmen could come in, and that's what happened. Otherwise, I would have been out a lot longer.
I would have loved you if you had been there a lot longer instead of just getting wiped out like you did at the beginning. But
you know, that was rumors that Kincaid was going to come back and it was going to be a fight between us. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that was. I think that was the reason that I said, I'll see you in hell.
So that's the fan film coming back where he's going to come out and come on, Freddie, take me. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, Freddie.
1-on-1.
1-on-1. And I would have loved that.
So what were some of your favorite scenes that you did as Kincaid? Like some of your favorite lines that you said and some of your scenes that you loved doing?
I had a lot of great lines. I think, like, yo, Freddie, where you at, your butt face? Pussy, you know. And I think, oh yeah, sure, now it's my dick that's killing me. Yeah, lifestyle or the rich and psychotic. I loved a lot of his lines, fucking A, Freddie's back, Freddie! It was, I had a good time doing Kincaid. Ain't gonna drink no more. Ain't gonna drink no more. All night long I sing this song. Ain't gonna drink no more. I can go on. Yesterday I was at a little small convention and someone came up with some lines that I forgot that I said. Let's go kick the motherfucker's ass all over Dreamland. So a lot of them. So I think I said, did I say enough?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay.
I'm supposed to bring this up. Do you remember Destin from Destination Station? That you made him at a convention that you gonna blame me for your ass whooping?
What?
Destin from Destination Station told me to bring it up that you or him talked at a con that he was the reason why he's got his ass whooping for, and you said you're gonna blame me for your ass whooping.
But his ass whooping?
Yeah.
He was being bad and he got his own ass whooping.
Yeah.
Is he on?
He was supposed to be. He was supposed to be in the chat, but either way, he told me to bring that up to you to give.
Don't worry. If he gets in the chat, he'll probably bring it up again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he got an ass whooping. Okay.
Because he snuck into the movies.
Well, it's all because he repeated a certain line that Ken said that got him in trouble.
Okay, now I remember talking to him.
Yeah.
But it was his own fault that he got the ass whooping. He should have kept repeating the lines.
That was one time. I guess this guy he didn't speak English at all. The family didn't speak English, but I guess they could understand curse words. So the little kid was walking around the house. I think it was Chinese language. So but the young kid was walking around saying, fuck you, but he couldn't speak English, but he could say fuck you. But
that's like little kids. They can't say certain words, but they could say fuck you a lot.
Yeah, but not in church.
Well, that's a different story.
Yeah, it's a different story. Yeah.
Hello, Gina.
Yeah.
So
all right, thanks.
So how did you get the part for Daryl and what's happening now?
Oh, Daryl actually is. I have to thank Nightmare on Elm Street for Daryl. Because it had come down between me and, which is, I think, a great young actor now, Martin Lawrence. And
wow.
It down between the two of us. And they was only supposed to pick one of us. And Martin was a brilliant young actor, and I guess they gave me some homage too. So instead of they couldn't decide which one of us to pick. So they picked both of us. And at the time, Martin did not live in Los Angeles. He lived in Washington, D.C. So Martin asked me, when he came out here, could he live with me? So Martin and I was actually roommates per se when we was doing what's happening now. So we would roommates, lived us. Then we went to the set together. And you want to know something? People ask me this all the time, but Martin and I was roommates. We was on a show that we was working every day, and we never, ever had a argument. Yeah, it was just one time, and it was a playful argument. But we never ever. He was my buddy then. I don't see him as much as I wish that we could see each other. But when we do see each other, it's like I just saw more than last week.
Damn. I
You
wish I
guys
had
catch-
friends like that.
Huh?
I wish I had friends like that.
Well, I think you don't have a friend unless there's all. I'm not saying we have never had any disagreements, but there was never any of that. He respected me, and I respected him. And when he left there, he didn't leave me older me anything, and stuff like this. Through the years, he helped me out, and stuff like this here. So, but and that's the thing, that in case this should get out, Morning and Lawrence and myself, we have never ever had like a beef between each other. And you know how they try to make things up. We've never had that. So during the years when all that stuff was going out and people would ask me questions about Morton, I couldn't say anything because I never knew that side of him.
They just wanted to see if you would talk shit about him.
Well, I couldn't talk shit about him because I had too much respect for him. And he's never done anything with me, and he was just a friend. And that's how I would like to leave this earth, knowing that Martin Lawrence is a friend.
It's pretty cool to be a roommate with Martin Lawrence. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I could be a roommate with you, Brian. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not pretty cool. Well, I'll say this. It's pretty cool to be a roommate with Ken Sagoes.
Oh, see,
Right.
Listen. Mark wants to know when you're gonna let him move in, Ken.
Who?
Mark.
No.
Because people want to move in with me. Their last name is Who.
Who? That's right. Listen, I'm done with the roommate situation,
dude.
We're beyond that.
I like that idea. Who wants to move in?
Who?
No.
Yeah.
Who? No.
No.
Who?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Mark Who? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can move in as long as you moving through the front door and out the back door. But you can't move.
Just keep moving.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
When you move in, just keep moving all the way over there.
I'm free. I said this just yesterday. I live a very peaceful life now.
Awesome.
Ken, are you married, single, divorced?
I am. All that is beyond me. My kids are grown.
Okay.
I don't even talk to. They'll call me and say, "I just want to see you," and I would say, "Well, Google me."
I can't wait to tell my kids that.
Google me. I can't. You want to tell your kids. I had. They're not like biological kids, so. But but I still take that responsibility, and it was one of them said to me, "I can't wait till I get my own place so I can put you out like you put me out." I said, "Hell, I can't wait till you get your own place so you can put me out too." That means you won't be begging me.
I keep telling my kids that I can't wait until I'm old enough to have to wear diapers.
Yeah.
Because they get to change them.
Yeah.
Fuck, my kids keep telling me that they're going to put me in an old folks home.
Uh-huh.
I said, you can't even afford that.
Oh, Ken. So, how did you start going to conventions? What were some of your first fan interactions? That are
Some of my
some
what
some of your fan reactions at cons were
fan?
like to you. Yeah.
Oh man, I've had a lot of them, But you know what? I enjoy meeting the fans. I enjoy, and I'm gonna say, fan friends. I don't want to just say fans because we're both is fans on each side, and I truly believe that it's not a matter of me just meeting a fan. I'm meeting someone who helped cultivated my life. So it's a little more than a fan to me, and I think that has a lot to do with my upbringing because we didn't have much, but my mother, you know, God bless her soul, she reared us in a way that we didn't have much, but we didn't know we didn't have. We knew we was poor, but there was always food on the table. Now when the birds flew north, for the winter,
Mhm.
they didn't fly over our house because they would be Cornish hens on the table, you know. So they learned to go around our house. So, but did I answer your question? Yeah,
Oh
about
yeah,
the
you did.
yeah, so that's what I try to talk and I try to meet with them, and I think sometimes that's why I don't make much money because I be too busy talking and all of that.
Uh, the cons that you go to, you do a lot of the horror con stuff. I'm assuming. Is there anybody that you do the cons with that you really enjoy hanging out with and going and
A
spending
lot of
time with them
times,
as well?
a lot of times they try to bring the Dream Warriors in, but I also do some by myself, especially since I have this comic book out. I've always wanted to be my own individual self,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I'm not too keen on when people at a con saying, we won't bring you in by yourself, but we'll bring you in as a part of the Dream Warriors. I would like to believe that I have built a career where I am more than just a Dream Warrior, but an artist. And I do appreciate how you introduced me. You introduced me with Nightmare on Elm Street, but you also acknowledged the other things that I've done in my life. I've done a lot of work, not just horror, but drama, comedy. What's happening now was a comedy series. So,
Yep.
Yes,
and,
I remember that. I
and
grew up watching that.
then there was, like Rosewood, that was strictly drama. So, and a lot of people don't know this here that I was a staff writer, and I have an Emmy, a Cable Ace Emmy for writing a Disney film
What film was it?
on Promised Land
Oh, on Promised Land.
that starred uh, Joan Plowright, who was married to Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Okay.
Uh, you
I think
know,
my mom used to watch that.
yeah. So and then there's so I've been around the block. I studied with Marlon Brando, um, Telly Savalas. So I those are the people that I studied with as a young person out there coming up, and I think that's why I do that I what I do because I couldn't afford to pay for workshops. So I worked as a security guard at Universal where I could
That's
meet
cool.
meet some of the legendary, legends of yesterday. Like I actually met Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. You know,
Oh,
and
dude.
latter in his in '79, I actually met him. I was in his bungalow. That was one of the places I had to go with my key as a security guard. Uh, Met Telly Savalas, who let me take his workshop, the Sherman at Sherman Oaks uh, workshop for actors. I met Miss Lucille Ball. I met Aretha Franklin. I met James Brown. So I got a chance to meet them. And most
great.
people don't know that I was a stand-up comic. So I met Mr. George Burns, who gave me a bit of advice when I was little. Now I didn't say we was friends, so before they call and say he used to hang out with, I didn't. They took time to talk to me. And those 5 minutes that they talked to me, I can translate in a year or more of Harvard. And so I've been pretty blessed. I don't know if y'all remember Jack Cluckerman, who
Yeah.
was back in the day when I first came out to Universal, didn't have any money, and I met him, and he had that series Quincy on
Okay.
the Quincy.
Okay. I was trying to remember. I was
Yeah.
trying to remember who he was, and I
He
just
made sure he made sure that the caterer every evening would find me and bring me a plate of food. So I'm not gonna say I have a lot of payback to give, but I do like to give back because I wouldn't be where I am if people didn't give back to me. So
For sure. I definitely 100% agree.
now because they didn't chime in to hear me talk about the violin of who I met.
People love it. Listen, people love hearing the stories though, and that's what
I got plenty of it. I got plenty of it.
we got plenty of time too.
For sure.
So quick question then. I came in on the tail end of the scarf that you're wearing currently.
The scarf.
Yes, sir.
I wear this scarf because I years ago I was in it wasn't Wes Craven, it was the other legendary writer in Massachusetts.
Oh.
But anyway, I was doing a little mini con up there, and there was this elderly lady up there, and she knitted, and she was sitting beside me, and it was cold, so she knitted me the scarf. That weekend that I was there, she knitted this for me, and the next following month, she passed. And so this was the last thing that she knitted. And I promised her through spirit that whenever I do a con or do something, I was gonna wear her scarf. And so I always wear her scarf. I don't care how hot it is or what, I wear her scarf because I feel like, I'm wearing a piece of her. So that's the thing about the scarf.
Awesome.
That is great.
What's the button you have?
This is a Freddy Krueger button. I don't know how to do this. It's Freddy Krueger. Someone gave it to me, and so is this. So, and I just put it on here.
Okay.
I won't. Now, Ira has a scarf, and I think they have a scarf, but they got someone to do their scarf years after this one. But this is the original.
That's the OG.
That's the OG. That's the OG.
Awesome. So now your project, going from a comic book now to a short film, which is on Indiegogo, and I propped everyone in the chat, go make a contribution to Ken's project called Socrates. Where did the idea come from for Socrates?
Because I like birds. I like birds, and I wanted to do something fresh. I got tired. I'm sure you all tired of seeing the remakes. Nightmare on Elm Street remake, Halloween remake, Chucky remakes. So I want to bring something fresh and new. And, and I happen to think that The Dream Warriors was a very good, one of the classics. So I'm using a part of my learning from The Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street, and I wrote the story about a bird. And the bird has a sense of humor. He talks, I'm doing the voice of the bird, and I'm also going to do a cameo appearance in there. So, and one of the reasons that I'm doing this short film is because I'm hoping that, well, I know that it's going to migrate into a feature film. I do have some directors that want to migrate into a feature film because it's so original, because it's so fresh and new. But I want to direct it. And one of the ways that I can show that I am the person to direct my story that I wrote is I don't want to, I want to show you what I can do. So that's why I'm reaching out to the horror community to help me raise money so I can do this short film. And, I'm going to show you all something that what we have been doing lately to about the birds called talons. When they grow like razors when they get ready to kill you. And, So and I'm the voice of it. Gotta got me, gotta got me. You heard Socrates, now Socrates hurt you back. You know. Um, and I think it's going to be a series. I got 3 ideas already, and the thing is, he's lovable, and so that's why I want you to send them to the crowdfunding because I talk about it a little more. And what I don't want is because I need to do some CGI and some special effects in here. Because I do not want you all to think this. Like I said, I got my hand up some Muppet bird talking and shit. I want it to be a real bird. We have actually have real bird, an 18-year-old African gray parrot that we are training. If you go to the crowdfunding, you would see that I will introduce you to Layla, the bird that we're using to do that.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to be showing the video here in a minute.
Oh, wait. I need to set up then. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
do you want me to do that?
Yeah, sure. Set it up, Mark.
All right. Give me a second.
So that's very cool, Ken. That's very cool. And I always wanted.
Why are you sure that I'm going to run and do something?
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, that's awesome because you know, guys, I always want to see original ideas in Hollywood because I am starting to get sick and tired too of some of the same old stuff remake classics.
You gotta see stuff that's fresh. You know, you're absolutely right. There's some stuff out there that maybe a remake is in the works and maybe it's worth it. I don't know about the Fall Guy movie. I haven't seen it yet. I was a huge fan of the TV show. I was just
trust me, it's good. It's better than what you'd think, but just tell me when you're ready, and I'll play it.
I'm ready.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
He's got to pop it on the screen.
There you go.
Hopefully this works perfect.
Hi, I'm Ken Sagoes. Now, most of you might remember me from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies 3 and 4. Yes, I'm one of the original Dream Warriors. I'm Kincaid. But today, I come to you with a very original concept in horror, not a remake. It has the flair of Edgar Allan Poe, Alfred Hitchcock, Wes Craven, and William Marshall all rolled up in one. Now, Socrates is based off my comic book about an African gray parrot who has mystical links from the beginning of the slave trade. Socrates has been reborn and seeks revenge on the descendants of those who mistreated others. But he's a hero to children and bird lovers. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to check this special teaser we filmed just for you.
God, he's after us. No, Justin was right, man. That box we dug up, man, is more than an urban legend myth. It's real. It's real. We're woken up a real life myth. No, man, I saw it. We saw him, man. His eyes turned red. And he looked at us ready to attack. That's when we ran out the room and we slammed the door in. We banged on it. It was like knives pushing through the door. And he kept saying, "You gotta love me. You gotta love me. No, man. This isn't a fraternity stunt. This is real. This is real life. Hey, Carter, I think I need to go back and check on Thomas. All right. You know, let's get over here right now. You see my car where we parked before. All right, just hurry.
Dig, you try to escape Socrates. Socrates found you. You try to run from Socrates. But you can't escape Socrates. You try to hurt Socrates. Socrates be free when he kills you. When he kills you. Gotta love me. Gotta love me more.
You want some love? Come get some. Come on. Come on, I got some love for you. I got some love for your ass. Come on.
And to make this story work, we're going to need 3D CGI to enhance this story. You see, I don't want it to seem like I got my hand up a fake bird's ass making it talk. So we found an 18-year-old African gray parrot. Meet Layla. African gray parrots are considered to be the geniuses of the bird world. They can communicate, they can manipulate. Socrates can do it all. Your support on any level will help me bring this project to life. Oh, one more thing. In over 40 years in being in the business, this will be my first voiceover. I'm doing the voice of Socrates. You gotta love me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the concept?
I went to a girlfriend of mine has a African gray parrot, and I went over there, and every time I would go there, the parrot wouldn't say anything. He would just look at me. I could walk, and all he would do was just look at me. And one day, she went out the room, and I itched over to the parrot and looked at it and said, "Hi," and the parrot said, "Get away, get away." So, and that's one thing. But let me show you guys something. This is kind of like what we've been working on. I'm trying to see if I can do it. This is his feet.
Oh, wow.
Those are going to be the talons. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to be by that bird.
No.
You're going to hold it. You get to hold it, Mark. The dagger right into your skin.
No.
Yeah.
The bird can feel the negative within you. He can feel, what you have done to hurt others,
What's up, Peter? He says, "Hello, Ken. I'm looking forward to seeing this amazing film."
Hi, Peter. I'm looking forward for you to go to that crowdfunding. Now, this is why I hope that by them watching this, they still will go to the crowdfunding and make a contribution, a donation. That's what I need right now. I know a lot of people want to say that, they're sharing it, and they feel the fact that they're sharing it, that they're making a contribution. That is true, and I thank you. But I need contributions now. I have about 3 or 4 days left, so whatever you can give. I also have a angel investor who said that they would double at the end of the project from what's today's date? On this Monday to the end of the project, they will double what I make starting today to the end of the project. They will double it. So I really, really need people to just go in, and all the perks are some wonderful perks. You sign them, you get the comic book. I buy the comic book. You can, there's T-shirts, and if you really want to be by yourself, you can buy yourself in to be a producer. You'll be on the IMDb. But I really feel from the core of my heart that this is going to be a special film. It's going to be like Chucky, you know,
with a bird.
with a bird. Now, most people love birds.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's just the same thing though. Like before Chucky, before Child's Play, did you not love like My Buddy and G.I. Joe and that kind of stuff? Now I'm like, dude, this shit's gonna come alive and kill me.
I don't agree with that. I mean, I still got toys, so I mean.
The thing about Socrates, in each movie, he becomes more powerful.
Oh wow!
But he's loved by children and he's loved by bird lovers because he's a vigilante per se. He protects the weak. If you mess with him.
So is Socrates the actual Socrates from
back in the day?
It's the spirit.
It's the spirit. And that's why the present owner of the bird, who is a descendant of the voodoo king that put the spell on the bird, the young man's bird, how it began is that a voodoo king's son was captured and doing the slave trade. And so what he did is put a spell on the kid's bird and sent it to watch over him. Over the years, the ancestors, as they died, they took over the bird and became the bird's guardian. But the last one felt that Socrates was beginning to be too evil, so he buried him. And so now you have these smart-ass college kids who working on their masters who thought that this was an urban legend, and they dug him up. So
nice.
See, now you just make me want to watch it more.
Yeah. So
yeah, same here. And thank you to Jason for sharing Ken's Indiegogo link in the chat. Thank you for that.
I took a little bit of Edgar Allan Poe, a little bit of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I took a little bit of Wes Craven. Of course, I couldn't help but to take a little Wes. And then with William Marshall, who did Blackula, and I put all of that old school in with new school, and and made it work. And the role of the role of Ahmad, the kid in there, he's patterned after Kincaid.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. And he lives, Socrates' host tree is near the college campus. So he got a lot of little victims he may want, But, so on some private land that is protected by the national government. But that's what Socrates is. So they have to kill Socrates. But he always outsmart them.
Awesome. That's an awesome concept and story and film that you got coming, Ken. That is amazing. I love seeing original stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to Socrates. And it's great to see that that's a new concept, especially with the bird. I haven't seen something like that in a movie like forever that involved the bird. That's a nice, awesome original idea. So congrats. I hope you're able to able to complete this film that you want to, the way you want to.
Yeah. And I think that, the horror community is very giving. So that's why I reached out to them. If I could get the horror community just give me $5, all of them, I can get this film made. I'm going to get it made, but I would like to be able to use some really nice CGI and everything. And right now, I know a lot of people say that I'm going to post it and do this. And I do love that. I do appreciate that. But right now, I really do need contributions. I hate to feel like the president now. When you know, if Obama can say send me $5 and a week later they made 30 million, come on. That's what I'm saying. That's what I need.
Yeah, but there's a difference between you and him. He'll just take it out of everybody's paycheck. You know.
No, but people are sending it in. They're sending their money in. So, you know, and that's why I'm saying I've been calling people. You know, and if people, a lot of people don't believe it's me, so I call them and say, "Hey, it's me." I had one guy. I called and said it was me. He said he didn't believe it. So, and then, you know, he got me to FaceTime on Facebook. He still believed me. Then I realized he was just playing me. So, guys, if you just want to play me, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for it.
I gotcha.
Gotcha.
And, you know, every year, if y'all want to know, I have an organization called the Giving Back Corporation. I help put 10 kids through college. I pay for their books. I send 10 kids to summer camp every year. That's where my money goes at the conventions. And so this is why now I'm asking help to help me. And you can go and see all that.
Ken, you're not sending those kids to Camp Crystal Lake, are you?
No. It's another lake, but we can talk about that. It's another lake.
Val says it's great to see some of my favorite horror stars going into indie films.
Well, you know, because that's the only way that we can get it made now, and because once the studios get it, they take over, they change everything, they take the story out of it, and they just want to see one thing. But this has a story. You know, it has an adventure, it has a story. It has love in it. It has everything. Because Socrates, he's really a child that has been abused and won't love. If you really look at it, that's what he is. And that's why I say he says, you gotta love me, gotta love me, gotta love me more. You know, that's who he is.
I mean, that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ken,
Jerry.
have you done any other like indie films as far as like acting in any or anything like that?
You mean short films?
Any of them? Any short films? Anything?
Yeah, I set out 4 years ago to do 3 short films to show myself as a director. And this is my 3rd one. My 2nd one, I got Loretta Devine to be in it. And so, but each one of them has won over 100 awards each. And most of them was best writer and best director and best film. So I have, but this is the one that I want. This is my grand finale. It's 3 things going to be in it. I'm directing a horror film, which is, most people don't know, it's difficult. It's hard to direct a good horror film. I'm going to do my first voiceover, and I'm going to do a cameo in it. So I'm going to be directing myself, and I'm looking forward to it. And we've been given nearly 80 acres of land in Pennsylvania to shoot this film. And so I have to shoot it at the latest in October of this year.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, I know.
October, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
As long as it don't rain. As long as it don't rain that much.
Well, you're not filming it down here in Florida, so you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It rains when you say please don't rain. You walk out the door and say please don't rain. It rains.
But it's so beautiful in Florida.
Yeah, live here, you'll say different.
My grandparents used to take me down there. We used to leave on a Friday night on a bus, and we would go to Pensacola, Florida, and we would fish, and then get on the bus and go back.
My grandparents used to do the same. Oh, wait a minute. They brought us down here. We never left. Damn. I knew there was something wrong.
They were literally looking for like Elm Street to move you
No,
in
screw
on.
you. Screw you. Yes, and my grandparents did. They moved us. I could not watch the first Nightmare on Elm Street for the longest time because of that. I lived on Elm Street, and it freaked me out after that.
I remember watching the very first Elm Street back 25 years ago. I was a young kid. And I maybe want to watch the next ones, and that's when I got to watch Nightmare 3 right away because I watched 2 and 3.
25. Hey, Kyle,
What?
are you that old?
No, but I'm still was a young
25.
kid.
You said 25 years ago.
Wait, what did I just say? Never mind. Yeah.
I thought you were younger than that. I mean,
Oh no. I was in '99. I was already introduced to horror films when I was young. So.
Damn, 99. I was graduated
So-
from.
But
Never
either way, I got to see Nightmare on Elm Street right away, Ken, and that's what was introduced to you right away that long ago. So.
Well,
So-
thank you.
So Ken never did a before all getting on Nightmare on Elm Street and all that gig. Did you ever watch scary movies? Did you and go? I would have done this.
I've done 2. I watched The Birds,
Okay.
Hitchcock, and I watched Blackula.
Okay.
That was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And those were basically the 2 horror. I used to see little things of Frankenstein
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, but the ones that I sat down and watched was The Birds. I think The Birds always was interesting to me, is because living in the country, I used to see the birds, but I was never afraid of it. And so I always felt what the birds did in the Alfred Hitchcock movie
Mm-hmm.
was justified. You shouldn't have been fucking with them. I mean, see, because the birds was my friend, so you shouldn't have been fucking with them. So I didn't care, but.
Yeah.
Awesome. Was there any other any director or actor or any other dream project you wanted to work on that you never got to?
I wanted to work on a lot of stuff, you just want to work on, because I enjoy acting. I enjoy the art, I never was in it for the money. Now, I didn't say I didn't want the money. I said I wasn't, but I enjoy being on the stage. I enjoy being in front of the camera. I do feel that nowadays it's different from what it was a few years ago when I met, Alfred Hitchcock, when I met Lucille Ball, Shirley Jones, and William Marshall, and all those actors, Rosalind Cash. I know y'all probably don't know who Rosalind Cash is, but all those actors who took time to sit and talk to me, I watched them work, and I watched how they brought their character to life, and sometimes just sitting and watching them was it was a wonderful workshop to watch how they would bring stuff to life, even with Robert Englund, to watch him be playing with you and joking with you on the set, and then the minute they say action, he goes from that lovable character to Freddy, where that was brilliant to me, and that's what I enjoy watching. I think true artists never works by themselves when you're filming. They know how to give you the line to make you good too. They know how to set you up, and I don't think I'm there yet. I want to be there, and I feel like I'm going to always learn. And I think that's why I do what I do, is because I still wake up to learn. I still wake up to absorb. And when I can stop doing that, then I'm not living anymore. Now my sons and daughters and who I adopted, they do tell me you need to retire. For what? This is not a 9 to 5 where I go clock in and I'm doing the same old thing every day.
Yeah.
That I tried it. I tried it. I'm gonna tell you a good nightmare I had one time. I need to go to work, and I got this job, right? And I went to work, and I hit that clock. I said, "Turn!" I hit the clock, jumped back. Kid you not, left the job. Never worked. I knew I wasn't going to be doing this, so I knew I wasn't. I can't waste nobody's time.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Let me ask you this then. Earlier you mentioned before you did this, you did stand-up comedy. You were a comedian. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Where have you done stand-up? And if you were doing it today, would you get on Kill Tony and try to tell those guys how to do it?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I think I think stand up is your own character, and I don't think anyone has the right to tell another person how to paint on their canvas. I think as an artist, we all have our paintbrush, we all have our canvas that we paint our picture on, and you can give me some of your paint, but you ain't got no business painting on my canvas, and I don't want to paint on yours. Um, as far as where I was standing up, I did the Apollo. I had opened up for Patti LaBelle, SOS Band, Gene Con, and then I did the Apollo, I did the Comedy Store, I did the Improv, and I did Vegas at the Atlantic Hotel. I did the roast for Miss Jeannie Cooper from Young and the Restless back in the day. So it was nothing that I loved, but it was something that I enjoyed doing. You know, I was young then, trying everything, but I never felt that I was stand-up comic. I felt that I was a comedian on stage.
You said I'm funny, I'm just not comedy gold
Yeah,
or something like that.
I'll tell you a brief joke that with George Byrne one time at Universal. I was at the desk and he came through, and his manager was George Byrne. We going down there, and I said, "How you doing, Mr. Byrne?" He said, "How you doing?" And I said, and he would say, "How you doing?" And I said, "Mr. Byrne, I'm a stand-up comic." He said, "Are you funny?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Probably not." He would just walk on, so I see him again, and I said, "You still doing comedy?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Are you funny?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Probably not." He never carried the conversation. And then I was to do in '89. I was supposed to, was it '89? Yeah, '89. I was going to do the Jeannie Cooper roast at the Atlantic Hotel in Vegas, and I was like shit scared, right? And it was this here manager, this new manager. She had she was over this roast and everything. So I was going to do it. And so I was there. I couldn't get everything together. And then the day before I was going to go, and Mr. George Byrne came through, and I didn't say anything to him. He said, "Yes, I'm doing comedy." I said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Byrne. I'm gonna do the Apollo, but I don't nervous. I don't know if I should do it." And then he said, "You're a big funny." So it walked away. I I took it, and I was funny. I think he was saying that how I took it is that if you mixed all nervous and all this here, then you're gonna go out and do your best. But when you're not, you got an ego, you ain't gonna do your best. I don't know how it is, but I just remember him saying, "You'll be funny," and that took some of the pressure off me.
I know who's not funny. Me. I have tried and I swing and a miss every time. Swing and a miss Every time. I wanted to be funny. I've put some good clips out there.
For a minute there, I
Can't
thought
do
you were talking about your girlfriend. You swinging. That's what it sounds like.
Brother, listen. If I start swinging, she ain't gonna miss.
So my question to you, Ken. So since Wes Craven was heavily involved with 3, what was Wes Craven like to you as a person?
When we did 3, I never saw him on the set. I don't know how heavy he was. I know he was wrote and everything, but I didn't meet him on the set of Nightmare. I actually met him at a party. It was a benefit function, and I went over to introduce myself, and before I could introduce myself, he said, "Ken Sagoes." He talked about me and how he appreciated how I had done the role, and he said, so we never got a chance to talk about him. He talked about that one of a writer's greatest honor is when an actor can come along and really bring something to the life that he had written and bring more of it to life than what he wrote. So that's how I met him, and that was the only time I met him. I had been in the company of him a couple of times, but at that particular time we talked, but I didn't meet him on the set of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's so cool they got to meet him, because I always wanted to meet him because he was one of my favorite directors, and we lost him so
down
soon.
to earth. He was down to earth. So
yeah,
when he made his transition, that was a shock. That was truly a shock.
for sure. And it's so cool that we got to meet you today as well, because you're such down to earth person as well, Ken, and you're an amazing person and very talented at what you do, everything that you've been part of.
I appreciate that.
So
Mark and all of you all, I'm grateful to be here.
Hey, we're always grateful to have stars like you guys, because we don't do the show. We don't do the show for us.
If you call me and say something, I'm a star. I'm not coming on the show. I'm not a star. I'm someone who has appreciated the world of art.
I 100% agree with that.
And that's what
very down to you're very down.
Well, I mean that.
He's like, okay, now this motherfucker don't say, how do I come back?
All I was trying to get at there, Kim, was the fact that Kyle, Mark, and myself, we don't do the show for us. We do it to introduce people like you, folks like you, stars like you, sir, to our audience. We may not have a huge audience.
Brian, hold up. We do it mainly for the people. We do a little bit for us because we get to talk with them, and that's the best part about it all.
Absolutely.
So the horror community is really great when it comes to podcast interviews, talking with them, because they'll come on. They don't really ask for anything. They're really good with us, and I mean they reach out. It's one of those things that it's really great that some of the ones that I've met on here, like you're very humble about everything. Some of them, they want everything in the world to be on, to come on here. They want so much, and you're willing to, help out us, and we're willing to help you out, of course.
Yeah. It's the handshake.
Yeah.
It's the handshake. It's the handshake without greasy hands.
There you go.
That's what it is. It's that handshake, and I was laughing when you said you didn't come on and ask for nothing. I'm on here begging.
Well, I mean, again, I was not going to say that. I'm just saying.
I can say it.
Uh.
I can. You know what? Because you know what? That's what friends are for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, and it's what we do. I'm on here, and let me tell you something. I've done. I think I've told you about 20 or so podcasts, and I've liked them all. But it's each one of them have their different flavor. But you ask me why do I keep doing them, and it's because I'm meeting people who was wind beneath my wings, and I'm not. And I say this a lot, and I say it because I mean it. I like to believe. Well, I know that I'm a spiritual person. I believe that I woke up for a purpose, and I can't wake up and just lay in bed. So I got to do something. And so I was looking forward to this here today. I mean, Mark had told me about, we just like to get on and talk shit, and that was exciting to me.
Yeah.
That was exciting to me that we could talk about anything.
yeah.
Anything.
Anything. We're not strictly. When I brought it up to Kyle, I was like, "Dude, when is your interview with Ken?" He goes Saturday, and then all of a sudden he sends me a message about, I think it was about an hour, 2 hours later. He says, "No, it's Monday now at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock his time." And I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Well, we got a tropical storm coming, a hurricane coming. Let's just put it together." He goes, "Is Ken okay with it?" I said, "I'll send him a message. Tell him that's what we're doing." You never answered me, so I just told him yes. So,
I was at a convention.
oh, I know. I figured that's what we were figuring. We were like, yeah, he's busy, so we'll work around that.
Yeah, because this may be an interview, Ken, but this I see this that we just get together and able to talk about anything and just talk about our stuff and like grow this friendship. I mean, it's not just talking to you. I always give my heart out when I bring on my guests. It's not just like an interview. We just come on and just talk about anything. And it was awesome to do this with you today.
Yeah, it's awesome to be. It's awesome to be. I hope that my being here is going to make some of the others fight to be here. And
It'll be great.
You got to bring me back when we finish Socrates.
So, oh, trust me, that will happen.
Y'all, what part of Florida are you all in? Are you all in Florida?
Mark and I are in Florida. We're in the armpit of Florida. We're in a little town called, we're in a little county called Citrus County. We're on the Nature Coast. Kyle is actually
I'm in Canada, Alberta.
He's up in Canada.
Yeah.
So, and where are you at, Ken?
I'm in Los Angeles, but I'm originally from Georgia.
I was going to say you said Atlanta earlier or something, right?
Yeah, I was born in Stockbridge.
Okay.
And I grew up in Atlanta, so I have to say both of them together because I feel like I carry roots from both of them.
Yeah.
Kyle, the last question from
Gina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that up there because that's just too funny.
So she's asking you, Ken, what do you think about the dog killing you in 4, Ken? I found it funny as a child. I had a little Jack Russell.
The dog killing me. Did the dog kill me in 4? I think it was Freddie killed me. I that. But I remember. Who said that?
Oh, that's Gina from My Chunky Jordy.
Okay, Gina, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Gina. I just want to acknowledge her. I thought it was great. They named the dog Jason. I think that was a takeoff of the other movie. And it was kind of sad. It took us 3 days to shoot that film, that part. We was actually in a real junkyard. And there was 3 different dogs. It's one dog who did the barking and everything. And then there was a gentle dog. And then there was this one dog they had trained. All this dog did was walked around and raised his leg. You just want to pet the dog just raised his leg. It was always like, head, bitch, head. So
I need to rewatch these movies again.
You don't remember? You don't remember?
No, that's not it. I did this last year when we had Beatrice people on. I rewatched all the movies ahead of time just for the fun of it. And when we had her on it, she would tell us certain things from it too. And I thought it was quite interesting to know some of these tidbits that he said. Yeah, some of the stuff, funny stuff from the movies. Some it's just always interesting to see other output or outtakes of it all.
Yeah.
Do you guys see another Nightmare on Elm Street coming to fruition? Is this going to happen?
It's
Eventually.
It
will.
It's going to happen. And as much as we can say, they shouldn't, I honestly believe there's going to be a part 3. I honestly believe it. But however, I had thought about writing it myself, but I think, if I was writing it and I said it enough times so the spirits can get out there, is that if they write a part 3, I think it would be wonderful if the parents of all the new Dream Warriors be us. So
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Now, here's a question. If you were to do something like that, since we know Robert Englund is not going to, reprise the role of Freddy Krueger, who would you put in that spot?
Yeah.
As Freddy Krueger?
Yep. That is such an iconic role. One person had it for so long, and it's hard to see somebody else in that role.
Just so you know, it's me. I'm taking the role.
Yeah, no.
I don't care who they put in that role. There will never ever be another Robert Englund. And
that's right.
So they can do that. And unfortunately for the actor who do get in that role, he's going to be judged by Robert Englund, because Robert Englund did such a good job. Now, I think that if Robert Englund had not done the role and it was new and fresh, whatever actor did Freddy would be great. But Robert Englund, he's about to get his star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, by the way.
Yes, about damn time.
Yeah.
I mean, because Robert Englund himself has always endorsed one person to take that role, and that's Kevin Bacon. He wants Kevin Bacon to play that role. So that's why I had asked to see who you think would
a second endorsement.
I think it would be interesting to see.
Got that question?
Yeah. So Ken hey Antonius. So Antonius is asking you, what state Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was filmed in?
It was North Hollywood, California, North Hollywood. Let me see, LA. I just know where we shot. The junkyard was in a junkyard out in North Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
California. I think all of the movies was shot in California. I'm pretty sure. I don't think at that time it was cheap to do movies in California. Now they have to go outside of the state in order to get a deal. You can go to Canada and do a movie cheaper than you do right here in California. They are trying to fix that, because the incentive to go to another state is great. You can go to Georgia, I think, and get a 30% incentive. What all that means is that if your movie is worth $1 million, you can get $300,000 back.
Yeah.
So so it's and that Georgia's a right to work state too. So there's a lot of rules down there that's not out here.
I think Florida's the same way. We're a right to work state, and I know that they've been filming more and more movies here in Florida. So
hell, we just had a movie done here in Citrus County, in Inverness. They just did a movie there.
Yep.
But see, I've always felt that Florida climax and atmosphere was very much like California. So
I've lived in both.
Huh?
I've lived in both places.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar. Like Florida's a mini version of California. However, there's, I don't know, California's. I
Dry,
think when
dry heat, right?
yeah. So Florida has got the worst heat. Like you can't breathe down here. California is different because I lived in Soledad. Do you know where Soledad is? Monterey County.
No.
So I would step outside my front porch, and on the mountain there would be snow. But I'm wearing shorts and a tank top because it's hot.
Yeah.
But I can see the snow on the mountain.
Yeah, I think California is you know, in 2 hours you can go somewhere and be in the snow.
Yep.
Drive 2 hours the next way you can be on the beach.
Beach, yep.
You know, it has all of those things. So
Yep.
but I just thought and that's why I always felt why Georgia gets a lot. I think Georgia get a lot right now.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I never understood why Georgia would get more than Florida. I just thought maybe Florida would have more going down there than Georgia would.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
Everything's cheaper there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, here in Florida, everything's more expensive. We're like I said, we're the mini version of California. So if it's expensive in California, it's getting expensive in Florida. Oh yeah.
California.
What are you guys paying in gas right now?
Like 5 something. I was in
Yeah, well, we're still under 4.
No, I was in San Antonio and I saw some gas for $2.89.
Yeah.
I was like in the Uber and I told him to pull over and get some gas just because I need to just get some gas. I pay for it.
We were in we were in the middle of we were in Kansas, Oklahoma and stuff a couple months back, just traveling, seeing a few friends, and the gas up there is like $1 cheaper than what it is here. I'm like, what the hell?
Yep. So
it's crazy.
For sure. Yeah, because it's $1 something here.
I have to what is it? I need to be somewhere at 5. But
yeah, it's not our show now.
It's Kyle's show.
Yeah, so I'll end it here for you, Ken. This was great.
No, I wanted to thank you. I didn't say I was going to leave.
Okay.
I have to. I got about 10 minutes to go.
You see, originally, guys, at 8:00 was supposed to be our show. Just to let you know. Just
yeah, but but it was cool that Mark asked me that to do this.
So this
team up for
is
this
3 different shows, 3 different people who have 3 different podcasts.
No, me and Brian are together.
Yeah.
Me and Brian are talking shit, and Kyle is Fletts Movies and Pop Culture 13.
Now I saw someone else on here. Do we still have people in the?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because Jason the Nice One, that's his YouTube channel as well. Jason the Nice One, that's his YouTube name.
Oh, what inspired me to call the bird Socrates, the name of one of the most famous? That is what inspired me. That's it. You just wrote what inspired me to do it. I wanted it to be a name that everybody could relate to, and so that is why. Buy the comic book. It answers all of that.
When I finished talking to you on Thursday, we were inside the movie theater because we went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and Brian was with me, and I'm like, okay, he's listening to this as I'm playing it, Socrates, and he's like, oh, that was he was like, okay, well, now I'm going to have to watch it over. So I had to send it to him just to show him, and he was like, oh wow. It was one of those things that we were in an empty theater.
It's a brand new concept that nobody has done. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be really good once Ken gets all the funds together for it and it does the CGI stuff and all that. I think it will absolutely come together brilliantly. So
for sure,
that's what I look forward to.
Yes.
Same here.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to show you as much as I can in this short film, and that's where so as we get, that's all I can say is that I ask for your contributions, and don't feel well, I ain't got no money. I ain't got about $2 or $3. That my little bit's not going to help. That's not true. That's not true. It will help. Anything will help. And I wish I had talked with you guys early on when I had 60 days, not 6 days. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, what the hell? Oh, wait a minute. I know what the problem was. Never mind.
Jason, if you're still on here, you want to throw that link up here again for his crowdfund?
Yeah.
So that
Anybody
we
in
can
there?
make sure that everybody sees that again.
And if you don't see it, everybody on here, if you don't catch it, reach out to me on Facebook and I will send you the link.
For sure.
Reach out to me on Facebook. And please, you know what? 3 weeks ago, I had a lady to send me $1. And that meant the world to me because it came from her heart. $1. And that
$1 at a time will work.
$1 at a time. So if you can't get to me on that, because I don't know how those things work, please reach out to me on Facebook. I have two Facebooks with my name on it. The one with the red shirt is the one that I look at all the time. Just reach out to me. I'll send you the link. I have, I think, 6 days or six days to go. And from here to the end, I have a angel investor who would double what I make. So, like right now, I think I'm like close to 8,000. I needed 60,000, but if I can get 15, I can work it out. I'm gonna take out some loan, guys. So anyway, because this means the world to me, So again, send me a message on Facebook, and I will send you the link. And if you do $50, I'll call you and talk to you. So
hell yeah.
Ask Mark, I'll call you. I'm not.
Yep. I sent him my phone number. He called me like 30 seconds later.
So you guys you in Florida? Do y'all go fishing?
Yeah, of course.
When last time you been fishing, Brian? Wait,
it's been a minute, but listen, we live on the Gulf. I think the last time I went was probably a year ago, and we went into the mangroves, and I was trying to catch some red snapper. So that's what we fish down here, reds. Really,
I just eat the fish. I don't go fishing.
See,
I don't eat the fish.
I love fishing. I love to go fishing. That's the thing with me. So.
It's been a long time since I went fishing over here, but the last time I went fishing when my grandpa was still alive. So it's been a while, but I do plan to go fishing again soon.
All right. So if I ever come close to your town and we can go fishing, it's a bet.
Okay.
If you make it close to the town, I'll even go fishing, and I don't like to fish. I'll go.
Hey, while you're here, I'll teach you how to shrimp, though.
Shrimp?
I can teach you how to shrimp.
You're not throwing me overboard and trying to
we're not going. We ain't even got to go on a boat. We ain't even got to go on a boat, man. You ain't got to go on a boat.
You didn't catch that, did you?
Explain how you do that.
I'm gonna teach you. All right, ready?
With a net?
No, we go to the pier, and I have a drop light, and I put the drop light down close to the water, and then all we do is we take a skim net, and we just skim the shrimp up as they come through our light, because that's what they're attracted to. They come right through that light. And when you see them, you just scoop them up. You'll have shrimp for days, I promise you.
And when the last time you did that?
Yeah, when's the last time you did that?
Once again, it's been a minute, but I know how to do it.
Yeah,
I know how to do it.
But you never shared the shrimp with me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know how to do it. I was taught well, sir.
You were?
I was taught well.
Who's talking in the background?
My granny. My granny taught me. My granny taught me.
Because she's saying you're lying.
No, she definitely is, Brian.
No.
Oh hell! Then that was a long time ago. She taught you.
Oh yeah.
Long time ago.
We used to go out to Titusville. We'll go out to Titusville and we'll be up on a pier, big long pier, and literally that's what we did. She built a homemade light out of like one of the aluminum pans. You just cut a hole in it and put the fixture in there with the light on the cord. drop it down towards the water. You can keep it like 4 feet off the water, and all
Brian,
you
we're
do is
gonna-
you scoop them. I swear,
Brian,
that's it.
we're gonna have to go test this theory now.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
So
teach you.
Brian, the next
Yes.
time you and I talk, I want your granny to be sitting right next to you. Tell her I said hello.
She is not around anymore, unfortunately.
I asked you who you was talking to.
Oh, you hear? It's my background.
Oh, no, that's
my
Mark.
daughter.
Oh, I
My-
thought you said it was
No,
Okay.
that's my daughter talking to her cat.
I thought you said who taught me that. I said my granny.
Who are you?
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no, that's Mark.
No,
was Mark up there.
that's my daughter you hear in the background.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's gonna be hard to have
Chloe,
her.
Chloe, come here. Come here. Hold on, I'm gonna let you meet her real quick.
Maybe.
This is Ken. He's from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and 4.
Hey, how are
He's
you?
also in a bunch of others. He asked how you doing.
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I heard you back there. I didn't want to just hear you. I wanted to see you. Beautiful lady.
What did you say?
Let's say he's just buttering you up.
Okay, well, I have to go give Max a shot. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Shit.
But the
He's in
next
the
time,
shots
tell her to
already.
wear a Pepsi shirt.
He said
Pepsi,
next
not
time wear a Pepsi shirt.
I agree.
Dr. Pepper.
Guys, I do have to leave now. So it was
Oh,
a
okay.
pleasure. So when is this going to show?
This
It
will-
went live.
It'll be once we end. It'll be right there right away.
Okay,
So,
guys. So all of you all, I can't see you. Thank you for letting me come on and be in your box and your mind and your thoughts. And I appreciate it. I really do have to be somewhere at 5:00. We could have came on at 2:00 and we could have still been talking. But no, Mark wanted to come at 3. Okay, I got you. But, okay.
Mark wanted-
Blame me. Blame me of all of them. You know, Cal's the one that made the time.
Well, I asked
Actually,
him,
we
he said
didn't-
3.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what time we were, you know, if we were going to have electric or not. So that's
I
was one of the
understand.
reasons.
I understand, but I called upstairs and he said, I'm gonna let you have some electrical when you go on.
Well,
Good deal.
then that's
Oh, there you
good
go.
because there's so many people without electric. So I'm grateful.
Okay.
Ken, we're very grateful for your
Yeah.
time. Thank you so very much, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank
Go
you,
to that
Ken.
page and help me out. All right.
All
Will
right.
do.
All right.
Will do.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate
Have a good
it.
night, Ken.
Have a
All
good
right,
night,
sir.
Ken.
That was awesome, you guys, and I appreciate you guys for doing this with me because I never ever collab with anybody on an interview with me before, but this was a very very special interview, and this was awesome that we got to do this together. So,
Well, we've always said we wanted to do something together, and well,
we did.
this is one way.
And I
And,
apologize if I stepped on your toes, Kyle. I know you
Oh, no,
had
that's
a ton of questions in the chamber.
That's okay. That's okay. This is our interview. This was just mine. This was ours, and I was gonna let you guys have the spotlight as well, not just me. So it was awesome. It was okay, Brian. You didn't step my shoes. I was fine with it. No worries.
Good deal. Good deal.
But I'm pretty sure I
So
got
it's all
him some
good.
of it. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
Socrates is the name of the short film. Mark wants to buy the comic book, so I think that we're going to go ahead and get the comic book.
That's fine. I'm not gonna do this.
Keep in mind, guys, if everybody is still watching, if you do help him with his short film, if you can do any of the Indiegogo stuff, there are perks available to you.
There's
So
a lot of
please-
perks.
Please take a look at that link that we posted. It is in the chat box, and Kyle's posted it a couple of times. I think Jason posted it up for us a
Jason's
couple of
been-
times.
Jason's been really great in the comments, helping out.
So if
Yeah.
you guys can at least go over and take a look at it, if there's something there that stands out to you, the comic book for one, check it out. Get the story. So, boys,
Awesome. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, go support Ken. I plan on getting the comic book as well, and try and make more contributions before this Indiegogo goes off. And you guys all do the same. We've got an amazing community, and go support Ken because that's definitely one of the best original ideas I heard in a very long time. And go support Ken. Definitely a down to earth person. So
He was really nice.
oh yeah, super cool. So
I think I have a lot of guests on, and they all been amazing. But I think he was definitely one of the best guests I ever had on so far.
down to
And
earth, man. I mean, that was the whole
that's saying
thing.
a lot.
He's a star in his own right, and unfortunately, he did not want us to call him a star. He was like, "I'm not a star. I'm just another person.
No,
I
he
just
was
happened
done.
to be in the right place at the right time."
It's called humble.
For sure. And definitely one of the most down to earth, honest interviews I ever have done. And then I was been blessed to share this with you and Mark and Brian. So
I have a guest for you that you should try to get.
okay,
And we'll
yeah.
talk about that. in a
We'll talk
minute.
about it. We'll talk about that when we go off. So before we go off, Brian and Mark, do you guys want to let the viewers know what you guys got coming up?
Mark, what do we got coming up?
Thursday, 8 p.m., we have Maurice McCoy. He is the producer of Jason Escapes from Hell. And he's going to tell us more about the movie. Plus, he says that he has some surprises for everybody. So come check it out. It's a Friday the 13th fan film. And it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. And I read the synopsis of it, and it looks and sounds interesting.
So we'll have to wait and see how Thursday goes, because we will get a little bit more inside the head of Mr. Maurice McCoy. You guys can follow us over at Facebook, Talking Shit. That's SHTTT, just like it says up there under Mark's name, or on YouTube as well. Same thing, Talking Shit, SHTTT.
That's where you see our live interviews. Everything else we have, we're on all platforms, but we just do our lives over on Facebook and YouTube.
And as for me, on the 12th, I'll be interviewing the director of When Evil Lurks and Terrified. He's going to be coming on. He's done amazing stuff. When Evil Lurks is on Shutter right now. It's also came on Physical Media right now. If you want to go watch that. I'm be directing the director of When Evil Lurks. That came out around the same time when Exorcist Believer came out. It's definitely a different take on for sure. And it's right off the bat, right from the beginning, it's engaged in that film When Evil Lurks. So that's gonna be a blast talking to him about his films that he's done. And you can also catch me soon on David Defray's channel. I'll be doing an episode of his late night. So stay tuned for that. Later this month, sometime this month, the guys from Twisted Locker will be coming on for doing an episode. Once we figure out schedule, time, and subject, they'll be coming on. And I think the 24th, Lauren from Online Horror, Lauren, will be coming on. We'll be discussing our favorite vampire and werewolf films. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And Kyle, sometime in September, you'll be back on our show.
That's right.
We are going to talk about, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but we're going to be talking about predictions, but it's going to be an interesting prediction type show.
Yes, especially this certain subject has predicted a lot of things that has become actually true. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Hello?
And I just want to thank everybody that was in the chatters box tonight. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Again, thank you. I'm good, guys. If you guys are good.
Yeah,
you're always good.
Yeah, thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys were awesome. You all could even asked awesome questions as well. Thank you, Mark and Brian, for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
For sure. And we'll say our goodbyes backstage. But I want to appreciate for everyone. I hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. Go subscribe to Talking Shit. They're awesome. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. We'll see everyone. Bye.
Have a good night.